Okay, so here's my CSV file, resolve vectors activity 2. This is my solution. I've actually turned it already into something else, into a Excel, but I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go open with Google Sheets. And now I have a Google Sheets version of it. Okay, so that's an important thing to do. And here it is. Here it's all here. Now remember I said that we don't need these ones. These are all the ones on the 0 layer. That's why I gave things layer names so that I could see them easily. Okay, so I'm just going to delete those. Highlight, delete. They're gone. And my goal is to add up the delta x, that's how far it went in the x direction, and how far it went in the y direction, and compare it to my solution, because that should be the same. Okay, so let's take a look and see how we can do that. First off, I'm going to get those to format a little bit better. I'm going to make them even there. These ones, I don't need it quite that deep, but I'm going to leave it that deep because that's on the number of decimal places, because that's what it gave me and it seems like it's okay. So there's my data right there. So I'm going to take these and put it over here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, instead of layer, I'm going to say description. It'd be good if I typed that correctly. And I'm going to have my sum of vectors and my solution vector. So what is this delta x is going to be the sum, and I can come up here, click sum of the x ones, enter, and sum of the y ones. Let's get in the right one. Here's my delta y. I'm just adding up everything in the y direction from my originals. And then I'm going to bring these over just because. I'm just going to say that equals that one. And they're not perfect, but they're pretty close because I do have rounding errors. I do have some rounding errors. Okay, when this is sent over, right, things get rounded and they're not perfect, but they're pretty darn close. Okay, so let's see how close they are. Let's make a table out of this. So I have something nice looking. And I'm going to take these all to the same now. Oops. Why doesn't that let me change those? There we go. I'll take them all to 3 decimal places. There we go. So let's find the difference now, the spread. And when we're doing these, because I don't know what's plus or minus or this and that one, I always do the absolute value. Okay, so this is, and I don't know why they put those in there. I didn't want those. This equals absolute value. That means it gets rid of the plus minus of the top one minus absolute value I'll get it right of this one. And that should all be an absolute value too, but it won't matter. 0.044. and I can put that into a percent. So I'm off by, whoop, I don't want the whole thing as a percent. It might only do that to the whole column because it's a table. Okay. And then I can copy this one over. So 4% and 6%. Okay, so doing it graphically, I've got a few little things that are coming out of it. My delta X and my delta Y might be off a little bit in where I clicked on things, might be off a little bit in my rounding, but you can see how that works. All the delta X's of this one together and delta Y's of this one should be the same as this one and this one. Okay, so you're going to do that for each one. Now, you could, of course, do this as different tables for each one of the problem. You could have one for problem 1. Didn't do that very well. Problem 1. And then down here, you can do the CSV of problem 2. But if you did them all at once and you sorted this, you would have solution 1, problem 1, solution 2, problem 2, solution 3, problem 3. And you could call this sum of the vectors from problem 1, solution vectors problem 1, and this could be for problem 1. So that's what I'm going to look for on your Excel, your spreadsheet table. Okay, that's the second half of what we're going to do for activity 2.